Hi, all. Welcome back here. Again, an update with the online driver ed course. We are exactly a week away from the end of the marking period. Next week, I'll be sending another one of these videos out that talks a little bit more about the whole process at the end of the marking period. That alone is a video itself. So I wanted to kind of go over a couple things here, try to keep it brief. I know I tend to rant. So, first of all, we are at the point now where students should be completing Module 4. I want to talk briefly about Module 4. In the prior ones, we've talked a little bit about getting a license. We've talked about some of the basic sign signals, road markings. We've talked about the decision making process or the IPDE process. Now we're going to actually get into a vehicle and start to talk a little bit about some of the controls. So that's what this module is all about. And regardless of what vehicle you're driving, most have some similar controls within them. There's obviously some bells and whistles in some vehicles that others don't have, but the general ones that we're talking about is what we see here. So the instrument panel, all right, a dashboard is what a lot of people call it, is what this is talking about. What all those different lights and gauges mean. I think one of the important things is to know the difference between a gauge and a warning light. So a gauge is that needle or digital version of it, whatever it might be, whereas a warning light is something that's flashing up there telling you that something's occurring. So understanding those things is really important. I think it's really a good idea for young drivers to be familiar with what those are. It might even require you to read the driver manual, which I know a lot of people don't want to do. The assignment here is, I think, a fun one. Some students hate it, but that's another story. Students are actually going to get into a vehicle. And once they get into the vehicle, they are going to turn it on. They're not driving anywhere, just turn it on. And then operate these basic things. And they are going to video themselves doing so. It's just a way for me to know that they understand how to use those. These are things that are in every single vehicle. It's really important when we're driving down the road that we just know how to operate these without really thinking. If I have to take my eyes off the road and look for different things while I'm driving, I'm taking my eyes off of where it should be. So this is to get students familiar with some of the basic things within a vehicle. This is an idea of how to properly adjust your side and rear view mirrors, which a lot of people don't do very well, especially the side mirrors. This does a great job of showing you how to do that. What do these letters mean? So this is an assignment where students are going to go into a vehicle and take a picture of the gear selector indicator. If it's a manual transmission, it's the actual stick that they're using. If it's an automatic, that's that PRNDL plus minus S M, whatever's on there. So students are going to take a picture of that, upload it, and explain what each of the gears is for, right? Just so they know when they would use certain things. The next one is an ed puzzle. It talks about how you should adjust the seat and the steering wheel. Steering wheel should be at about 10 inches, at least 10 inches away from the chest. Right? We don't want to be driving like this. We also don't want to be way back here. So it talks a little bit about how you can safely adjust the seat and the steering wheel for every person. And then there's an assessment at the end. It's a total of 10 questions. Students have to get 8 correct. Right? So again, it's just an introduction to basic controls that are found within a vehicle. I did put missing assignments in this week. So for the introductory work and for the Module 1 folder, I put missing, and when it says missing, PowerSchool gives it a 0. I had some students freak out, but it's okay now. All right, so I am going to be doing that again today for Module 2, where I'll go in and anything that isn't done completely will be marked missing. Again, students have the opportunity to make it up with full credit given. There's no points taken off or anything. Module 3, I'll enter those missing assignments Monday. Right? All work through Module 4 should be due by the 27th, which is next Friday. A lot of students are there, which is great. However, there's still quite a few that need to get there. All right. And again, I put those missing assignments in to help motivate students to get that work done. The extra credit opportunity is not required. There's 2 things in here. I've had some emails regarding this. You'll see these in PowerSchool, and if it's blank, that's fine. Right, these are purely extra credit. If people miss a few points along the way, this is a chance to make those up. The one is they discuss 3 things that they think would make them a safer driver and explain why they think those are the top 3 things. The other is how to change a tire. Don't have to actually physically do the work necessarily, but explaining how you would change a tire, all right, which I think is an important skill. Can't really do it through a computer very well. So if you have questions about anything, please let me know. Again, I'll be back next week for sure with a little update as to the end of the marking period and how we handle that within this course. I hope you have a great weekend. Talk to you later.